So in this video, I'm going to be going over how to solve the Chapter 7 test review. The first one, it wants me to state the degree of the polynomial. So whenever I'm stating the degree of the polynomial, I'm always taking a look at my first term. So here, my highest exponent on my first term is 2. Over here, my highest exponent is 1. On C, because I have 4 different letters being added together, I need to add the exponents of all of my letters in the same single term. So I have 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 1, so that's 8 plus 7 is 15, plus 1 is 16. On the test, I'm looking for a number here, not a word. Okay, number 2 wants me to find the sum. This is just combining like terms, so I have 6m squared and negative m squared. That's going to give me negative 3m squared. Then I have just 3m, so that stays. And then I have negative 7 plus 4, which gives me negative 3. On number 3, I want to find the difference. Because I'm finding the difference, what I want to do here first is I want to distribute my negative. So I'm going to go ahead, and my first set of terms gets written exactly as they are. Then I'm going to pretend this is a negative 1, and I'm going to go ahead and distribute it out. So that's going to give me negative 4 cubed, 4w cubed. Positive 6w squared, negative w plus 3. Then I want to go ahead and combine my like terms. So I start with my largest exponent, which is negative 4w cubed. Then I'm looking for squared, so I have a w squared and a 6w squared. That's going to give me 7w squared. Then I have negative 5w and negative w, which gives me negative 6w. Then I want to combine my numbers. So I have 8 and 3, which gives me 11 for my final answer. On number 4, I want to find my product. I can do this using foiling, using the box method. I'm going to foil here, and then in the next one I'll use the box method. So foil is my first 2 terms together. 5r times r is 5r squared. 5r times negative 2 is, I wanted to do this in a different color, negative 10r. Then I have inside, so 3 times r is 3r. And then I have my last 2 terms together, so 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. And I just want to go ahead and combine like terms, so that 5r squared stays alone. Negative 10r plus 3r is going to give me negative 7r, and then minus 6 for my final answer. Number 5 wants me to find the product. I'm going to use the box method here. So each of my terms is going to get written in a box. Oh, I need one more on the bottom. And then same thing for my second polynomial. I'm going to write each of those in a box, and I want to keep the signs with them. So if they're negative, I keep it negative. Then I have p times p squared is going to give me p cubed. P squared times negative 4 is negative 4p squared. 8p times p is 8p squared. 8p times negative 4 is negative 32p. Negative 2 times p is negative 2p. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. Then I want to combine like terms, so I have p cubed. Then I have 8p squared minus 4p squared is going to give me 4p squared. Then I have negative 2p minus 32p, which is going to give me negative 34p. And then I just have this 8 left at the end. Okay, number 6, it wants me to find the product. Whenever I have an exponent, I can get rid of it and just rewrite the same thing over again. So I really am doing j minus 5 here, times j minus 5. I'm going to use the box method again. So it's going to give me j squared in this first box, negative 5j over here, negative 5j over here, and positive 25. So I have j squared for my first term. Add the 2 negative 5j's together to get negative 10j. And then I have 25 at the end. Number 7 wants me to factor completely. I have no a variable or a coefficient, so I'm just going to start using the x method. The number I multiply to at the end goes at the top. The number I add to goes at the bottom. So I'm looking for 2 numbers that multiply to 12 and add to negative 7. This gets me negative 3 and negative 4. So then what I want to do here is I'm just going to do x minus 3 times x minus 4. Number 8, I want to check to see if I can divide 4 by everything, but 19 is not divisible by 4. So I have to use a different method. I'm going to use the slide and divide method. So I'm going to take the number out front and multiply by my number at the end. Then I rewrite it. So I'm going to have x squared minus 19x. I need to figure out what 4 times negative 63 is. Oops, 63. So that's negative 252. Then I want to go ahead and do my x. So I'm going to have negative 252 and negative 19. These numbers are not as easy as for me to figure out what multiplies to them and adds to them, like the 12 and the 7 on the last problem. So what I can do is I can go y equals, and then I want to type this in. I'm going to do negative 252, so the number I want to multiply by, divided by x. I'm going to go second graph to see my table of values. What I want to do is I want to add these side-by-side numbers together until I get 19. So 1 minus 252 gives me negative 251. 2 minus 126 gives me negative 124. 3 minus 84 gives me negative 81. 4 minus 63 gives me negative 59. That's a decimal, I skip it. 6 minus 42 gives me negative 36. 7 minus 36 gives me negative 29. Skip the decimal. 9 minus 28 gives me negative 19. This is exactly what I wanted. So my two numbers are 9 and negative 28. So what I want to do for the slide and divide method is I'm going to do x minus 9 and then x minus 28. But I need to, because I moved this 4, I need to put that 4 back in. I want to simplify these, so that's going to give me x minus 9 fourths. That doesn't simplify. And 28 divided by 4 is 7. I still have a fraction left over, and I don't like that, so I want to go ahead and take this 4 and put it back out front. So it gives me 4x minus 9, and then x minus 7. On number 9, I have two numbers here. I want to use the difference of squares, so I want to take the square root of each of these. So the square root of 4x squared is 2x. Remember to include your variable. And the square root of 25 is 5. So right here, I'm using the formula a squared minus b squared equals a minus b times a plus b. I'm going to plug into that formula. It's going to get me 2x minus 5, 2x plus 5. Number 10, I want to check to see if all of these numbers can divide by 7, because if they can, that'll make things way easier. The only number I'm not sure of is 84, so I'm going to do 84 divided by 7, which is 12. So I'm going to start off by dividing all three of these by 7. I'm going to write a 7 on the outside because I can't get rid of it entirely, but so I'm going to be left with x squared plus x minus 12. So I want to do my x for negative 12 and positive 1. That is going to be positive 4 and negative 3. So I'm going to have 7 times x plus 4 times x minus 3.